Groovy, motherfucker.
Groovy, motherfucker. What's going on?
Not much, man.
Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday, man.
Sorry, my video camera looks like shit, but
I
bought a new one and it didn't work, so
no biggie.
I'm back to an old one.
We got you here. That's the big thing. But yeah, so tonight, man, we got us the debut of one of the new hot horror directors on the scene. A lot of people know this guy's work. Ari Aster, done movies like Hereditary, which we'll be talking about tonight, Midsummer, and that Beau is Afraid with Joaquin Phoenix. That one's not really a horror. I'd say it has like maybe little horror elements, but more like a psychedelic, fucking weird. I can't even explain that movie, but it's worth watching.
Well, plus he produced a ton of stuff too.
Well, I know he produced our favorite Sasquatch Sunset.
Didn't he produce? He produced the latest one with Nicolas Cage too. What was the name of that one with the where he's bald? How was that? The latest Nicolas Cage movie.
Dream Scenario.
Yeah, he produced that too, I believe.
Yeah, yep, he did. Yeah, and that's another one that me and you really enjoyed. Not really horror like they kind of led us to believe, but
sort of, kind of around the edges. All his movies are kind of around the edges, really.
It looks like he might have done. He has a short movie before he got famous called Beau. I wonder, that has to be like his idea for Beau is Afraid, but this short looks like it's about black.
Beau is Afraid was like 3.5 hours, wasn't it? So the short's probably an hour and a half.
No, 7 minutes.
My short's an hour and 15 minutes.
I don't know if they're related because this says something about a Ouija board, and there's no Ouija board in Beau is Afraid.
Don't know.
He does have a short called The Turtle's Head, which that's hilarious. His next thing is called Rumors, which says it's going to be a comedy, but that's another one he's producing. But yeah, man, so Hereditary should be a fun one. Before we dive in, let me see if we got any horror news. I don't think we got too much this week, honestly. Let's see.
Can't think of anything.
Yeah. I know they did announce that old Practical Magic movie with like Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman. You probably wouldn't give a fuck about that. My mom loved that when I was growing up, but they did. It was weird. Like on TikTok, they announced.
Wasn't that like The Craft for old people?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if I would say for old people. Probably not. It was probably just trying to follow up.
Well, yeah, because The Craft for a bunch
like
of teenage hotties and
the Craft for like maybe like
old
25-year-olds, where The Craft is like for high schoolers.
Those guys on 25, those are longer in the tooth than that. Maybe back then they were still 25.
You think they're? Well, how old do you think they are there? You joking me?
Yeah, they're in their 30s.
Like 25. No.
Nah, Nicole Kidman's like 75 years old now. Maybe 60.
Shut up. You're 75 years old now.
I'm pretty fucking close, motherfucker.
No, you're not. Get the fuck out of here. I guess what is it that quiet?
Getting close every day. What's that?
You got like 3 more decades. So I
might fucking die in the air right here tonight. Could happen. Wouldn't be the first time.
I'm sure. If only we could catch that on live.
Well, I'll work on it.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. I think that Quiet Place Day 1. Did that come? I think that came out this week.
No, that comes out like the end of the month. The 27th.
Does it? Okay. One of my buddies asked if I went to see it, and I was like, no, I don't. I honestly don't really plan to go see that. I like the first one. I haven't seen the second one still. And I'm not that big of a fan of that Lupito actress. I don't know.
It's like everything else. Do we truly need to see the beginning of everything? I don't need to see the beginning.
That's just Hollywood.
I'll probably see it when it comes on video.
Yeah, they can't do nothing. I mean, that was an original idea, but once they find something that, hits, they just got to milk the fuck out of it. There is a movie, it's not horror related, but The Bike Riders. Have you heard of that one? They've been finally, it's got Tom Hardy and that Austin Butler. And it kind of gives me like old school Sons of Anarchy vibes.
No one cares.
I might go try to see that. What was that?
No one cares.
Shut the fuck up. You love Sons of Anarchy.
No, I know. I do.
So stop talking.
Well, you know what's coming out this? I think it's this week and next week. Part 1 of Kevin Costner's epic Horizon. He sunk like all the money he made on Yellowstone. He quit. He took it, put in that movie, and that thing's gonna bomb like a motherfucker. 2 parts.
I wouldn't say necessarily.
It's gonna tank.
People love Costner,
it's gonna tank worse than fucking Waterworld and The Postman ever did. It's gonna fucking go down like a lead balloon.
People love but it is 3 hours. Part 1 is 3 hours,
and the part 2 is almost 3 hours.
Yeah, basically. But people love Costner, man. People love Yellowstone, so not necessarily. I wouldn't count it out, but I feel like once people see it's like a part 1 and part 2, that might throw them, and the 3-hour time mark. I think it looks good though, but it's not from the trailer. It's not nothing we haven't seen, but the trailer might not be giving everything away. We'll see. I'm not gonna go see it in theaters. I don't think, but I definitely will be watching that as soon as it comes to stream.
You're waiting for motherfucking Twisters, man, because
I knew you were gonna bring that up.
2 fucking. Can you believe this shit?
Not I think 1, but 2 motherfuckers.
Might even be 4.
Might
even be 4 fucking Twisters. Do you believe it? Yeah, House of the Dragons season 2.
That's what I'm most excited for. And the big one.
I can't watch it because I don't have HBO Love. Haven't even watched The Boys yet. I haven't watched that.
You're fucking slacking, bro. The Boys season 4 dropped. 3 episodes to kick off season 4. Holy fucking shit, bro. I love that show so much. It's so sad that they announced that season 5 will be the ending.
You can't expect me.
God, bro.
You can't expect me to fucking watch The Boys when I sat down today, put on the TV, and there's a fucking Green Acres marathon on. And the Beverly Hills. I fucking watched Green Acres all day with Arnold the fucking pig.
Going to fucking Acres.
Arnold the pig was fucking painting nudes by the beach.
Fuck Green Acres, man.
It's a great fucking show, let me tell you. fucking great show. But I'll get to The Boys eventually.
I hope you do.
Yeah,
but at least you know what, you can let the episodes stack up. You know, that's what
actually, let's face it, we're all waiting for the 4th of July. You got double whammo. Maxine starts on 7/5. And then Long Legs is the week after that. So that's a good back-to-back.
I'm so hyped. Those are my two most anticipated right now.
Well, really, if you look at the schedule, there's not much after that.
I would say the only thing
until Deadpool comes out in July.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say but that's July as well.
Yeah, that's the end of July.
But horror related, I'd say Long Legs, Maxine, and Alien Romulus, and then Nosferatu. Those are like my
but Alien Romulus is not till like August, and
yeah, I know. But I'm just saying, like once fucking Long Legs.
Well, I think
Maxine, that's a. Well, there's that.
I didn't even know that Beetlejuice wasn't coming out till October, end of October. And who's really? the fucking mental giant?
September 6th.
Oh, is it September? Who's the mental giant that scheduled Nosferatu to come out on Christmas Day? Like, what?
That's a weird one.
Christmas fucking Day? Hey, honey, let's open Johnny's gifts and then let's go down and fucking watch Nosferatu. What the fuck are they thinking?
What's going on?
Halloween, man.
Wicked Part 1. What's up with all these Part 1s, Part 2s now?
They're getting greedy. They want you to fucking come back, man.
Yeah. Speak No Evil looks really good, though, too. But that's a Blumhouse, so I won't hold my breath. But it does look good. The trailer looked really good.
Did you see this week? They I think it was Sony had their big games thing, and so did Xbox. And Blumhouse is in games now. They got Blumhouse games.
Yeah.
And they're releasing these, and A24 too is going to start doing it. A24's games will be boring as fuck, but Blumhouse games, man, I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see. Yeah, I don't know. That's ridiculous to me. Just milking shit. I mean, all the horror games are really like at least like the ones based off a movie.
Yeah, what can you do? You're chasing people around and they're chasing you around trying to avoid you.
Yeah. I love them. I do love them, but it's like I usually play them around Halloween time. Like once like September, October come, I'm playing Texas.
I want a fucking game.
I would always play Friday the 13th, but now
why can't I have a fucking Friday the 13th game or a Killer Clown game that's like Call of Duty? I'm chasing these clowns around with fucking heavy fucking armored fucking machine guns and shooting their ass.
Yeah,
that's what I want. Where's that game?
Seriously. But
I think that's it.
I just got a fucking thing. It says the satanic spin on the Silence of the Lambs, Long Legs. That looks up. I was getting vibes like that too from the trailer.
It's got Nicolas Cage in it, so
that's like my most fucking anticipated.
Good.
Bro. I am so hyped for that because I don't hear nobody talking about it at all.
No, it's a sleeper.
Yeah, looks like that Monkey Man is #1 though on Peacock, like out of their movies.
Yeah, I was on the cock today watching wrestling, and I saw that's up there now.
Yep, I gotta watch that still.
The wrestling?
Yeah. No, Monkey Man.
Oh, did you watch wrestling?
Yeah.
Okay, I can't ruin it for you then.
It looks like you see they're doing an Indiana Jones Great Circle game.
Yeah, no one cares.
Shut up! You're gonna
after that last fucking movie, no one cares. Indiana Jones is dead.
It's a video game.
Yeah, what's gonna happen? Is he gonna go back in time and meet fucking?
They can do anything.
I guess they can.
The fuck are you talking about? Always fucking negative. Look at this from Synops, bro. Or Seven, I'm sorry. This looks like a big boy. Dario Argento's Opera. That's a dope box set, bro.
It is, but I heard that movie was boring as shit.
No, it's not.
It's not. It's good.
I love that movie, actually. That one's really good. That's like the sequel to Suspiria. It's like the...
That one was boring as shit, too.
It ain't
till the end. The end was good.
It's shot beautifully.
No Deep Red though.
Deep Red is really good. It's shot beautifully though. Beautiful score. But yeah, so I guess that's it. I don't think I got too much else. But Hereditary, motherfucker. Shoot, I saw this back.
And can I tell you,
theaters.
that fucking that thing is $5. That disc is $5 everywhere, and that's like one of the best looking Blu-rays I've seen in a long ass time.
It looked really good.
Looked great. I mean, that's in 4K.
I didn't even think it had a 4K.
It does have a 4K, but why buy it? That's great because the 4K is like $30, and that's like $5.
A24 does really good Blu-rays, honestly. I think that's why they just do.
I don't know.
A24 rarely does 4Ks, honestly, and I don't even think you need them. And most of the time, I just wait because they end up being $5.
Yeah, I would say no. You don't need a 4K. And
I got Dream Scenario for $7. And that just came out. I got the Witch, $5. I got the Lighthouse, $5, and I got the fucking slip with it like 2 years down. Like I just got this a couple months. I was so happy to get the slip because that's one of my faves from A24. The only one I bought 4K is Talk to Me, I believe. I think that's the only A24 I got.
I think I got The Witch in 4K because it was real cheap.
Yeah, I wish I would have got that on 4K.
But I think that's the only one I have.
Yeah, I remember you.
Was it Northman from
the North.
I got that 4K too.
Yeah,
I still have to watch that movie. I still think I've watched it.
Damn, you haven't seen that? That's a fucking good one.
I might have started it. Maybe I did. I don't remember. I have to watch it again.
I bought this like a couple months after, and I still didn't get the slip. This was a really popular one. It's definitely got major Conan the Barbarian like vibes. You could tell like he was highly inspired by Arnold's Conan. But yeah, dude, I saw this out in theaters with the family actually, and this movie, man, I didn't know nothing about Ari Aster at this point. This was like, the first thing he'd ever done. By the time like Midsummer and that was coming out, I was like, oh shit, this is the guy who did Hereditary. So I was on the lookout. And I didn't even really like Midsummer at first. I actually really did not like it. It grew on me the more and more I watched it and tried to like kind of dive into it because I just thought it was boring and stupid. But I do quite enjoy Midsummer a lot now. I still think Hereditary is his best film. Toni Collette is just fucking nuts in it. But you got a movie that basically just, starts off with this family kind of like mourning the death of their grandmother, who you kind of get the sense that there was kind of like an estranged relationship and was crazy as fuck. And Toni Collette's like all fucked up and doesn't know how to feel about it because but I really hated her. And
the whole family is pretty much fucked up.
Yeah, and then you got the son who's, semi, normal teenage kid getting fucked up, smoking weed in his room, Alex Wolff playing Peter, Mallory Beckel or something who's playing. Oh no, that's different. That's a girl. I'm sorry, that's the wrong name. Millie Shapiro is Charlie.
Yeah, that's the first movie.
Mallory's the girl that's playing Bridget, who Peter has the hots for. But
and then Ann Dowd, who was great in it.
Is that Joanne? Joanne, which she was in the shitty movie, but Exorcist Believer.
She was also in it's played almost the same part in The Leftovers. Watch that show.
Oh yeah, I watched only I think episode 1 of that. And Gabriel Byrne is Steve, but you get this daughter, who is a bit on the weird side, and does these weird drawings, very awkward, and just does this like all the time, and has a peanut reaction. So you see her like chewing chocolate, and everyone's like, "Is there nuts in that? Is there nuts in that?" We don't have the EpiPen at the funeral and shit. But you see when Tony goes to this, what is that? Not like an anonymous, but like
it was a grief encounter.
Yeah, and she kind of dives in to her mother. Because at this point, we have...
Yeah, she didn't want to talk, but she gave like an entire backstory.
She's like sitting there like, I don't think I'm going to say anything. And then you just wait and you're like, oh, this bitch about to spill the beans. And then she just...
she gave the whole family history right there.
Right. And basically goes on to say that her and her mother were not really big on each other. And then when she got pregnant with her son, she completely cut her off. And then when she got pregnant with her daughter, she felt bad for cutting her off with her son. So she let her come back into her life. And she said that her mother then stuck her claws in the little girl and just acted like it was almost like took the parenting role as Charlie's mother. And then you find out that Tony had a brother that hung himself and left a suicide note saying that the mother, the grandmother, was trying to put body or other people inside him. Right. So that's something where that sticks with you. We're like, that's fucking weird for somebody to say.
Yeah, and the grandmother, I think, was basically doing that. I'm not unconvinced that Charlie was not that Charlie was inhabited by the grandmother. The grandmother was jumping around between these different people. At the end, you do see the actual demon they brought go into her, but I think the grandmother's jumping around.
See, that's what I thought as well, but that is not the case. I can't explain that. I'm not sure if I should do it now. It is let's see. So what is it? So doing that grief counseling, Tony Collette meets this lady, Joan, who kind of stops her as she's coming because at this point she remembers her from losing her mother and telling this crazy story. But between that, fucking Tony Collette forces Peter to take his sister Charlie to this party with him. And he doesn't want to, Charlie doesn't want to, but for some reason, Tony is forcing him. You can tell, like, what the fuck, like, why? There's no really good reason. And especially with the kid having, like, these allergies and they're so worried. It's like, why would you? He says, like, I'm going to a barbecue, too. It's like, why would you let her go to this barbecue knowing she has, like, food allergies? You know what I mean? But whatever. So she goes. He wants to separate, smoke weed with this hot chick. And he's like, go eat that chocolate cake. As soon as you see the cake, you can kind of see, like, chunks of nuts in it. And you're like, oh, this ain't going to be good. Fucking poor girl, man. You could tell she's trying to chug some water. And she's like, holding on. I'm like, bitch, go to your brother and start going. She eventually goes to him. She's like, I can't breathe. My throat's getting bigger. And he's racing home. Fucking... This shit always gets me too, man.
Well, he was bringing her to the hospital. He wasn't going home.
Yeah, not home. I'm sorry, the hospital, yes. And he's speeding down this, like, you know, like a middle nowhere street, and she's in the back just fucking fidgeting, can't breathe, and she rolls down the window, try to catch some air, sticks her head out the window. I'm like, bitch, can't you just breathe, like, with the window open? Head fully out there, and he keeps looking back to check on her. Dog or something in the road, spins out. You see that head, you see a pole, and her head just go boom. Oh my God, bro. That shit kills me every time. I'm like, oh, you know what I mean? You just feel the fucking impact on that. So then, dude, Peter just drives on home, bro.
Yeah, well, he's in shock.
Drives on home. Oh my God. Like,
leaves the headless body in the back seat.
Yeah. Because the head's still sitting on the road, which you end up seeing covered in ants and shit. But it's like, oh my God, bro. Like, could you, like, crazy, man. Definitely in shock. You could tell he drove 5 miles an hour on the way home. And then you hear Tony's like, thank God they're home. You know, I was waiting for her to, like, come out and say, like, something wrong. Like, where's your sister? Doesn't say anything until the mother has to go out, do some errands in the morning. You just hear her going nuts, writhing on the floor. I just want to die. I just want to die. But back to then, she goes back to that grief counseling. Fucking Joan stops her ass. That's where Joan, she gets this friendship with Joan, who she doesn't know is actually friends with her mother, but has not revealed that yet. Basically says, oh, my grandkid and my son died. Trying to connect with her somehow. Ends up saying she met this spirit or this medium, gave her this shit to be able to communicate with her fucking grandson and son. And she's laughing at her, like, get the fuck out of here. Takes her and shows her. And Tony's looking on the table like, bullshit. And then gives her the fucking thing, the spell or whatever to do this seance. And you already know, man, this shit's about to go downhill, because what movie doesn't go downhill when they try to pull some seance shit? But you don't know how it's going to go. You don't know if...
you don't know Joan's manipulating the whole situation.
You don't know Joan's manipulating. So, because when Tony goes back, I always thought, is Joan going to be sitting there dead? But then you see, like, the shit with Peter and all that, and you can see all this shit, like, that Charlie was fucking around with. And then you see a camera behind Tony, so you're like, they've been watching her. And throughout the movie, you get, like, old Michael Myers homages with random old people saying, Charlie, like from afar, and they're just like staring at her, or they're like, Peter, so that it's like they have people watching them.
Yeah, the scene that he's smoking pot in the upstairs window at night, he blows the smoke out, there's somebody standing there watching.
Really? I didn't even peep that.
You never even find out who it is, but it's one of those people, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, at the funeral, you also get the mother say,
what?
This is very weird, all these people here. She's like, I don't know if to be suspicious or if my mother knew you. Like, so all these people are here. She doesn't even know them. So you get the point that the mother was very reserved and did her own thing. And, but yeah, so
didn't know the mother's thing was devil worshiping, but it is.
Yeah, right, right. And the mother does that seance thing with everyone there. And there's some great scenes though, man, like with when Peter and them are sitting at the table eating, and Peter's like, is there something on your mind? Because Tony's just playing with her food. There's something on your mind? And she's like, what? Like, like there's that fucking where Peter comes home basically too. And he's just standing outside looking at it, like, you can just tell he's like, I do not want to fucking go inside. But he doesn't know Tony's just sitting there, and then pulls off as soon as he goes in.
Then, that scene was uncomfortable to watch. And then there's a scene where he's dreaming, and, basically she tells how she tried to abort him and do everything she could not to have him. That was another good scene.
I think that was actually, though, that was her nightmare.
That was her. That could have been hers. Could have been his, though, too.
I think he does say that he was having a nightmare though too.
Yeah.
But because I think their nightmares are kind of correlating, because they're like they're trying to fuck with them, the spirit. Well, at this point they haven't unlocked the spirit. But because right then she like wakes him up and she's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, honey. And then they go and do the seance. But at this point, she's already done the seance herself. She just wants to bring them down to show them. So maybe the demon was already trying to fuck with him. But yeah, because she wakes up, like, at least you see her wake up. And then he does have a dream, though, too, where like Charlie's standing in the corner, like, clucking or whatever, and then Tony, like, grabs him from behind, which that's another creepy thing you get throughout the whole movie, is just randomly, and then they're all like, what the fuck, you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I don't think it was, I think they manipulated her into either bringing back, I'm not sure if they brought back the grandmother was the one at the table in the house when she did the seance, or maybe it was because, or even that final demon at the end that inhabits, Peter at the end. But I think it was the grandma at that point. I don't think she was bringing back. She wasn't bringing back Charlie.
All right,
I think. And then they had Charlie's head at the end.
So
in that thing, but
all right. So you see when after she goes to Jones, she starts going through her mom's shit because the mats. she's like, my mother used to make mats like that. So weird.
Right.
You know? So she starts going and looking through her things. She finds a book
right,
with the highlighted mark talking about it, King Paimon,
right,
which is a demon. And fucking they talk about the demon being able to go into a male host.
Well, no, he was a female that would ginger swap into a man.
He's supposed to be in a male. His true outfit is a male. Charlie is King Paimon.
Right.
They even say Charlie, like Paimon does that clucking sound. That's like how you know. The whole time, Charlie just didn't know who the fuck she was. Probably because of like being in this fucked up body. I don't really know that much, but I know for a fact that is King Paimon the whole time, and that's King Paimon in the spirit fucking with them. And it's King Paimon that goes into Peter, because the old lady Joan even says, she's like, we finally got you in. Like, she basically says that we fucked up because remember Charlie says grandma wanted me to be a boy. Right. This was always in motion, man. This was always in motion to bring this demon. This is the demon that they worship. And
maybe subconsciously
she ended up being a girl that fucked shit up.
Right.
So they planned this whole thing. They planned. Right, they wanted her to go to the party.
But maybe that's why subconsciously, Toni Collette tried killing him 5 times as a baby to abort him, because subconsciously she didn't know why she knew something was up, but she didn't know what.
Yeah.
Because she even said that. Well, I'm not even sure why I was trying to do it, but I was trying to do it. So she kind of knew that she had to kill him, because that's what was going to happen.
Yeah, because you could tell, like, she has the necklace of like the cult sign, but she knows nothing of all this. She does say like I'm a medium, and she like once she kind of like, so she probably has like the similar type powers as her mother, but her mother never unfolded any of this. She probably knew like my daughter's not gonna be with this shit, like, you know what I mean, and that's why she was reserved about it. But you find out that the grandmother is the queen, or was the queen, and now Joan has become the queen of the cult, of whatever, of the witches, the warlocks, whatever they are. But that is what it is. It was never the grandmother. I always thought they brought the grandmother back at first. Then I thought that they just put Charlie's body into Peter's, which, because the clucking. So I was like, no, that's that's Charlie in there. But I never knew that Charlie was always like, they say you are one of the 7 keepers of hell, like gatekeepers of hell or whatever. And the reason why there's the 3 decapitated heads, because that's like, they say, I looked it up. It's weird. It says his face is feminine while his body persona is masculine.
Right.
But there's something where I don't know if but I know that's like part of the seances that you need to bring him 3 heads. So the first head is Charlie's,
2,
and then fucking Tony's head, which that's another wicked one. The fucking, you get the head, Charlie's head being popped off by the pole, then you get Toni Collette self-decapitating herself. You can't tell me that's not fucking gnarly. She's just looking at you.
She's just stabbing herself. Yeah.
Huh?
She was stabbing herself with knives, it looked like.
She has that's a barbed wire. That's not a knife. It
looked like a knife. It looked like she was stabbing herself like this.
No, that she's doing the fucking.
Oh, okay.
What is that thing? Like the cheese cutter?
Like a garage type thing. Yeah, it's like
whatever, you know. Yeah. With that like metal string that, like, you know, that old mobsters would choke you with, but she's just going and sawing her head off. Because then at the end, all you hear is like fucking Peter just jumps out the window. I was like, smartest thing this fucking dude's done all day. What's up, Rick?
One thing did you notice though?
Hear the head though, like pop.
Did you notice though that once he jumped out the window, and I assumed he was dead, but he wasn't.
Yeah.
Then he was moving around, but they showed like something leaving his body.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah,
I know though it felt though like as soon as he hit the ground, he like looked up. He just casually goes right back upstairs.
I don't know if it was I don't know, because when they showed like Tori Collette getting inhabited there briefly, it kind of like
you know what
zoomed in and out. I think that was Pyman going into him. He was dead.
Probably.
He was leaving and she was going in.
Once she sawed her head off, that being the third head,
right?
Then the seance or the ritual was probably complete. So that's why then Charlie or Payman goes into Peter. I didn't even think of that. That's a good point. That was a good pickup. I didn't even see that because you do see, like he's walking through the hall. And you see like that weird light kind of like vibrating through the hallway.
Yeah, it goes down the hallway. That was what was coming out of him. So it's almost like that was him going in and forcing.
Yeah, I was confused on what that was. Yeah. But yeah, man, this is a movie though that I definitely like what you picked up. That's exactly, there's a few things, and I remember I'd go back and watch like explain videos, and I still was like, what?
Well, I watched this over 2 nights. I watched the first hour last night, and I watched the second hour tonight, and I think it helps to stop because it gives you like a day to think about like what's going on in the first half, and then the second half, a lot of it gets picked up from and goes on from there. So,
well, I've seen this quite a few times.
This was my first time watching it.
So I forgot this was also your first time. Yeah. I'm curious, Tugan, was this your first time as well? I know this was one my brother Evan was telling me we should do, and I was like, yeah, we definitely got to do this at some point. But I've been fucking talking my head off, bro, because I kind of wanted to try. I was really I finally picked up some of like fully what I thought this film.
Yeah, well, it's amazing. There's also, if you want,
a few things.
There's so many videos on the internet explaining the movie.
And you don't always know if they're necessarily right. That might be just what they're picking up.
No, fuck. I think my take is correct. None of it happened. Charlie was a wicked fucking pothead. He was stoned to the bejesus, and the whole thing was his hallucination. Peter, the whole thing was his hallucination. He was stoned at the end. It could be. It's just as valuable explanation as anything else. But
there's another fucked up part though where
he was puffing.
Toni Collette tries to burn that item that was close to Charlie.
She catches on fire.
And then when she goes, she's like, she's basically she thinks she's gonna give herself over and end this because she doesn't want Peter to die. So she's like, just throw it in there for me, and I'll sacrifice myself. She's like, fuck you then. She throws it in because her husband's being like,
he burns.
Yeah, and all the shit about her, because there's that story that she also says to Joan about that she doesn't say to the grief people, just to Joan, that when Peter was so long and Charlie was maybe a little girl, that one night she came in the room because she used to sleepwalk. She doesn't anymore, she says, but she used to. And she fucking threw kerosene or something. I forget what she said, but something. She throws some type of gasoline all over themselves, and she lights a match, and I guess Peter woke up screaming, and that woke her up, and she instantly put it out. But that's why the father was always kind of like in my head, like, this bitch, he was very protective over Peter and all that. And you can kind of see him go do that email. Like, I think she's in the middle of a fucking, or in a mid, like breakdown, which you also don't know. You get that the funeral company call him and he doesn't say anything, but you know that the grandmother's shit has been desecrated.
Right
there, you see that somebody's dug her up, and then right after you see Annie go and find her in the upstairs, which is they decapitate the grandmother. That's another one of the.
Well, Annie, those guys, they dug him up. They probably put it up.
Yeah, but man, overall, I know you were a little mixed at first because you had kind of you like only watched half of it at first, then the other. And you're like, this is kind of, it's a different mood of a movie. So,
well, I'm not a huge psychological horror guy. I don't mind them, and I'm also not a guy when it comes to like dysfunctional family movies where they scream at each other for an hour because It is uncomfortable. But that being said, no, I really think this movie's fantastic. I mean, this movie is all about, the psychological movie is all about setting a mood. And this movie is all mood, and it sets that whole feeling of dread right from the beginning. You know, it gets a little out of my nerves, but that's what it's supposed to. When you have under the dialogue in the background through the whole movie, almost that low hum and weird kind of noise that kind of it gets on your nerves, and that's what it's supposed to do. It's building that atmosphere. It's not music; it's just noises. It's just atmosphere they do to the whole thing, like a buzzing, you know. But that's what builds the whole thing, and it starts with Charlie getting decapitated. It's this movie's very good at setting, at being uncomfortable. I mean, it's not. It could almost just be a drama. And there is a video on with Martin Scorsese who really likes this movie. He's a big fan of this movie because not so much for the horror, but so much for the whole family dynamic. It could just be a movie about a dysfunctional family without the horror thrown in there. But that part is so good. When you merge it with the psychological horror, you get that just the constant fear of something's going to happen. All those scenes with, you know, him in the school, you know, bashing his head against the desk.
Oh, man, yeah.
You know, with the decapitation scene. I mean, Toni Collette is phenomenal in this. Really, you know, obviously she wanted to be in this movie because her and Gabriel Byrne produced this movie. So they obviously had a stake in it and were really committed and doing well in it. And she did phenomenal. Even if you don't like her character,
phenomenal. She should have won an Academy Award.
You're not supposed to like her character. You're not really supposed to like too many of these characters. The husband was a psychologist.
I'd say the husband is probably the most likable.
Well, yeah, but even he's not likable
because he's kind of a shitty husband.
He's supposed to be a psychologist, yet he does nothing to even.
Is he? Oh, I didn't even know that.
He's a psychiatrist. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
He does nothing to even comfort his wife, really.
Yeah.
So you get the idea that he doesn't really want to be. He's had enough. You know.
Yeah.
Apparently, from the dialogue, the grandmother had Alzheimer's. She was with him for a long time, ever since the kids were born. So that's 20 years. Can you imagine? 20 years. I have a little bit of that now going on. So I can't.
Well,
20 years. I can't imagine.
At least 15 from when
in a long time. So the whole family thing's been kind of disintegrating even before a lot of this got in there. It just got worse when the grandmother moved in. But yeah, this movie's so good. A lot of people say we love this movie, but we'll never watch it again because it is uncomfortable. It really is good at building that, and it's really what The Witch did too. The Witch, an A24 film. It's all like a level of comfort and whatnot.
Yeah.
The Lighthouse, same thing. Lighthouse was another movie where it built that level of madness and stuff. And this movie's great doing it too. So yeah, I think this movie's phenomenal. And then there's a lot of little things in there that you gather that you have to listen real well at. This is not the type of movie you can just not pay attention to. You really have to.
I never thought of that though. That this could be kind of like a drama just about the family deaths and all that, which it totally could be. But yeah, I can see why.
Well, the other thing that's really creepy too is the fact that right from the beginning, the mother's shown as she builds these little worlds for office business, buildings and whatnot. That she builds them in miniature, and in the movie, she's making when she made that miniature version of the death scene.
Yeah. How do you think Peter's gonna feel about this?
But you'll notice that my not only could it be all in Peter's head, it could just be maybe never happened, because if you remember, the movie opens, you go into this room and you're looking at all her little creations and you're zooming into one of her creations that's like an exact replica of Peter and her husband. Peter in bed, her husband's walking, you zoom in and the movie starts inside that replica.
Yeah.
So maybe none of it's real. This is something that could have happened in that unreal world that she builds.
Yeah, because she's building that. She made it for part of her job where she's building this. She's building this
maybe all that shit is happening in that fucking model.
Yeah.
You know, if you think about the way they staged the beginning of the movie, go back and watch that.
And especially the ending too, which is supposed to give like, forget what they said. It's supposed to be giving off some type of, I forget. I don't want to be wrong about it, but I know it's supposed to be trying to give off some type of like the ending where like they're just standing there and they're kind of hanging. I don't know. It's not supposed to be like the last dinner. There's something though, something religious type with that ending.
Yeah.
And it's all dark though, and you can see it almost looks like a like they're standing in a model though. You know what I mean? Like one of those dioramas where they're in the play or they're in the fucking tree house and they're all kneeling to her, and you can see, you know, King Payman just standing there with the crown, and it's like all dark around. It's just lit up on them. I always thought that, I was like, that kind of gives off like that, like kind of how it opens, it kind of ends like that. You know what I mean?
This movie has a lot of feels similar to Anna. It felt like The Shining, Kubrick Shining has that same type of vibe about the dead inhabiting, and this movie gives out that same type of vibe. So yeah, I thought it was a great movie. I really enjoyed it.
Man, I'm really glad you enjoyed it, because I was kind of nervous because I was thinking you weren't going to like it. And I was like, man, you should really just watch it one more time, like start over or something, because I know you weren't like in the headspace. Because you definitely got to be like, I threw this on late last night because I ended up dozing off. Me and Scarpet were going to watch it. I fucked him over and dozed off and slept too long. And I didn't get to watch it with him. But I'm actually kind of glad, because I feel like,
yeah, when we watch it, we talk a lot of time, and you can't talk through this movie. You got to just sit there and watch it.
Yeah, which we could have done, but you know what I mean? I still think on your first watch, maybe it would have been better to just watch it on your own. But this is a movie, man. I was just sitting there, and it, you know, it was just hitting me, man. I was like, this is so good, man. This is so good. Like you had said, you're like, I heard this is kind of one of those that's really good, but you can only watch it once. And I was like, it's not one I'm gonna watch like I do Halloween or Friday the 13th, but I definitely will go back to this from time to time.
Well, the thing is, I will too. I'll go back and rewatch this, even though it's uncomfortable. All those scenes, and then ultimately the movie, the ending of the movie, all that stuff is earned. So yeah, while it is uncomfortable to sit there and watch all that, when you're rewarded with a good ending and a good story at the end, it earns all that. And you don't mind going back, sitting through it again to get through to the end of the movie.
Especially because, like I said, man, I picked up different things where sometimes, like, you know, you just miss stuff. Sometimes you're like paying attention to this and you just miss stuff. You don't pick up every single thing always. And there's things that I picked up in this that I didn't. And I was like, I finally feel like I totally get this movie. I'm sure there's still other things though I could pick up. And it's like you said, it's like this might not have even happened, you know. So there's so many different things you can kind of come to with this. But I just think the movie, man, just fucking.
Yeah, next time I watch it, I want to watch it when I'm stoned up with Jesus.
Yeah, but yeah, I definitely, I think like watch this in the dark, fucking flared up, because it has a great score.
Most of the time I'm watching movies with wireless headphones on, and I find, you know, I love watching movies with headphones on. It really puts you in a kind of like a private space.
Yeah.
Especially if it's noise canceling headphones like the one I have. So.
Oh yeah. And obviously this movie is shot very well too. I mean, the cinematography is.
Yeah, and very rarely. I think there's one or two scenes where it doesn't rely on jump scares, which is the greatest thing about it. Too many horror movies rely on jump scares.
Yeah, no, I don't. There's not.
And if you have a good story, you don't need. There's like one maybe.
And I'd say maybe that like the head scene, but that's not really a jump scare. That's, you know, that's just cause and effect. You know, when somebody's fucking, you're gonna be like, that's just a jaw dropping fucking scene right there.
I told him I was watching the first scene where she goes upstairs and finds the headless body in the attic. She puts it on the ladder, and there's flies all over the place.
Yeah.
I fly in my fucking living room while I was watching it, and it was flying right next to my face. I said, "Shit,
man.
This fucking disc is amazing, man!
TV?
This is fucking a good disc, man. It's like 3D.
Yeah,
big ass fucking.
It's a good disc, man. Oh my god!
And I wasn't even stoned.
I still don't understand everything that's going on though. Well, what is it that you're missing out on? Is there something? I mean, if you throw it in there, and I can try to maybe see if there's something I can enlighten you on, possibly. But I also think this is one movie though that people say I don't think this is a one watch movie. I think I can understand maybe you watching this like 2-3 times, and then once you fully maybe get it, then you never watch it again. But this movie is just too fucking good for me to never watch. What was that?
I took about the box.
Oh, you got him in a box? That thing is sick, man. Oh, Rick, it's a really fucking good movie.
I liked it.
I thought, Rick, didn't you say it's a good movie when it's about how clean your mind is?
I think he's saying, well, you know it's a good movie when. Yeah, he didn't say he saw it. No.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, but yeah, it's a very good movie. If you haven't seen it, highly recommend it. Highly recommend. But yeah, it looks like the guy who did the music worked on like the he was the composer for Willy's Wonderland, Color Out of Space.
Oh, great movie.
The Texas Chainsaw Massacre from Netflix, which that did have a really good score, even if you didn't like the movie, which I don't mind it. And it looks like the guy who did the cinematography did Hereditary, Midsummer, and Beau is Afraid. So he looks like he's sticking it, which I don't blame him, because the guy he uses, I mean, the set designs of this, bro, like that cabin, wherever their house is, and like when they're at the funeral and you get this landscape and like the mountains behind them.
I also thought the house was a lot like the model she was building. They gave me that vibe where the rooms were all perfect and clean, and it looked almost like she was living in a model. To furthermore say that maybe this is all bullshit and they're people in the model.
I want to go dive deeper, because I didn't get a chance to watch the special features. There's not really much. There's just Curse, the true nature of Hereditary, and deleted scenes. I'd like to see I wish there was a commentary on this, man. It's like, why don't fucking directors do more content? I mean, not even the director, it's more the companies, but I mean, fucking Talk to Me got a commentary. I don't maybe the director didn't want to, though, for this. Maybe he didn't want to really explain shit. But I would have loved to hear like kind of what was going on, because I don't know, did he do the fucking it looks like he also did Nobody, the cinematographer. That's a good movie. I wonder, did he write? Yeah, he wrote and directed this, so I mean, that's some big shit. But yeah, that demon was King Paimon.
Yeah.
According to text in his own form, King Paimon is said to be a human-looking entity who wears a great crown and rides a dromedary. I forget what that's supposed to look like. I saw a picture of it yesterday. He is preceded by a whole host of ghouls playing trumpets and demons roaring, heralding his arrival. His face is feminine.
Why didn't they show that shit? I guess they didn't have the budget for it.
Well, yeah, this is his, his fucking Peter form. Paimon is a king of hell who rules over 200 legions of spirits and is said to be loyal to Lucifer. He was once an angel of God, but was cast out of heaven for rebelling with Lucifer. Paimon is said to have many powers, including granting wishes, teaching arts and sciences, which that might be a reason why the girl
was doing all that shit.
Yeah, that's why they want to worship this guy, because he's going to teach them, arts and sciences, controlling others, reanimating and controlling the dead. This is a goofy one. Producing money. What?
Oh, you got to produce money.
Well, I think something too, like there was a thing where the people that bring him out into the world like would be showered with riches. So maybe
they said that, yeah.
Paimon's cult, led by Ellen Lee, family matriarch, which that's Tony Collette's mother, the queen of this cult, want to give Paimon a male vessel from within the Graham family's bloodline. The film's finale shows a miniature treehouse that contains Paimon's spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but he's supposed to be one of the 8 kings of hell. And it said, why did Aster use Payman? As he told Vulture, there was a practical reason for it. He just didn't want to do the devil again. Because of his refusal to write Satan into Hereditary, Aster was able to find a new angle on the devil cult-possessed story. Which, I like that they've started to do that, because we've gotten so many of those, and I've liked that, like a lot of cult or independent movies have veered off from the devil, and they've tried to introduce other demons or other.
Well, we had Late Night with the Devil,
and all this, and you can, and then when you read into these people or these demons, and like you're like, oh shit, man, like so these guys have to do some. I like that they're using other, than just Satan. You know what I mean? Because we've gotten that a million and fucking trillion fucking times. So I do enjoy that they use, try something different, and that's Ari Aster, is not just sticking to the same old bullshit. He's trying to do something, unique, and I appreciate the hell of that.
You know what Satan means backwards, don't you?
What?
Natas.
What the fuck is that?
I don't know.
And it says, is Charlie King Payman? As he goes in the treehouse, fellow cult member Joan confirms Charlie was actually Payman, and her body was a temporary host.
Mm-hmm.
See, I told you. Give the other demons some love too.
Figure it out, motherfucker. You cracked the movie.
I cracked the fucking code.
Finally, a movie that didn't lie.
You mean the movie lied? Is there anything else you want to say? Is there, maybe a favorite scene, or I know we kind of went through it. Anything else you kind of want to throw out there? Favorite character. Favorite character is a good one. I'm sure it's probably Toni Collette, but
I hated every one of them. I didn't like it.
Yeah, well, I think I
just got pissed off because we never found out, like the last one alive. We never found out what happened.
What?
There was a member of the family that was the last one alive. We didn't. Yeah, there was.
No.
The fucking dog, man.
They show him on the side. I think he was dead. I was pissed. Yes, they show him in the side.
He just slammed the door in his face.
I prayed. No, man. He was laid in the side. I was pissed.
Fuck that movie. Pissed. Fuck it. Yeah.
I know. You just lost the fucking point for me.
Fucking 2 now. 2.
Fucking couldn't have let the dog be the sole survivor.
No, 2. Fuck this movie.
Fuck yeah. But yeah, I think they didn't show, like, they just show him like off in the grass, just laying there. So I was like, fuck. I know. I don't
think you can have a favorite character in the movie. I appreciate probably like Toni Collette. Well, she acted her head off. So she was good. They were all good. The son was good. The dog was good. They're all good. There was no favorite character. It's too bad the dog died. That's that kind of sucks. Always the fucking dog always dies in these movies, and I don't know why that is. But Dylan got eaten by the demon of hell. What are you doing to that dog, motherfucker? Get back in there.
I let the dog out.
Who let the dog out?
Who let the dogs out?
No, I'm done.
You done?
I'm done. I said a lot. I'm done.
You didn't say as much as me.
That's true.
So I like Charlie till she lost her head. Yeah, I know. She was good. Felt bad for her. She was good. Millie Shapiro.
Go in there, eat some cake. You'll be fine.
That's really the only thing. That's really the only thing I think she's done is Hereditary. And a lot of that is makeup, because at first I thought maybe she like really looked like that, but she doesn't look. They added definitely some makeup to her face.
Right.
But yeah, so I guess we'll rate this puppy and then do a little show and tell if you got anything. And anybody in the chat, man, throw your rating down below. Let us know what you thought. This is an easy one for me though, man. I think this movie's damn near perfect. I give it I fucking love this movie. I think it's Ari Aster's best. A debut film to come out swinging like this. I mean, this guy is special. This guy is special. Whether you didn't care for Midsummer as much as Hereditary, I feel like a lot of people actually go for Midsummer before this. I still like Hereditary the best. I do enjoy Midsummer though. Midsummer is one that I would probably put Hereditary to watch a lot more over Midsummer. Midsummer is a little bit longer, I feel like, and a lot slower. But I mean, this guy, man, is just fucking. He's always doing something unique. He's always thinking outside the box. Beau is Afraid. Beau is Afraid is another one, man. That's a wicked, weird one, man. That's another one I'd like.
I may see it one day. The 3-hour runtime is kind of scary.
Yeah, that's what's it. Because I'd like to go back and rewatch and try, because there's a lot. That is a weird, trippy.
But maybe I'll do the same thing. I'll watch half of it and then watch the other half another day.
That guy, he swings for the fences every time, man. You gotta fucking.
I don't know. It's about long run time. Like, I still haven't even watched the last Scorsese one, the Killing Moon or whatever. Just long movies. I don't know. It's never the time.
No, she's wearing makeup though. I didn't think so either, but she is. Because this is what she looks like in real life. Like her on her lip or something. Like, I think maybe not, but
she's fucking scary looking there.
I mean, she looks a lot like, well, maybe not. Maybe she's just younger.
No, I think they highlighted
her eyes, like underneath her eyes, kind of. I don't know. They might not have. I thought they gave her like a cleft lip. I actually was wrong about that. I thought they gave her a cleft lip. I guess I'm tripping.
What probably happened is that ladder that came down from the attic probably hit her right in the face.
See, though, like, look at her cheek. You know, like underneath her eyes.
Yeah, she's got some makeup on.
And it almost looks like there's a scar about her eye. But in these pictures, she has a lot of makeup on, so it's.
I get hot in the last one. I feel kind of bad.
Dude, in the fucking movie. And when she's at the party, there's like a picture.
Of course, this movie is how old now? It's fucking it's like 8 years old, right? So
she was born in 2002.
Yeah, so she's legal.
You're sick.
Now she's legal now. She wasn't legal then. That just blew.
Yeah, but no, there's like a.
Dylan, you got your mind blown.
She's older than my brother. Damn. There's like a scene when she's at the party and like, cause she's always wearing a hoodie and I don't know what the shot. And I was like, whoa, she looks like she has like huge tits, bro. I was like, what the fuck?
This is getting even weirder than my shit, man. Let's back out of it.
You have to see the shot, because I was like, she's like a little girl, it looks like. She's probably like 15 in it, because when this movie came out, and
we had
2018. It's like 5-6 years old.
There goes your analytics, right?
So what? Shut up. What's your rating?
For sure.
Yeah, right. If anyone's gonna be demonetized, it's you sick fuck.
Me? I'm not the one. I'm not the one that just.
She's legal. She's legal.
No, she's legal now, but you're talking about back then. She had big tits. What the fuck, man?
It's not. I'm allowed to say whatever the fuck I want. If she had fucking big tits, yeah.
Now you want monetization. Okay, well, I'm gonna rate this movie.
Yes, sir.
What did you rate it? Did you say what you rated it?
5.
Wow, you gave
us a 5. Ev, what's your rating?
I was originally gonna give this a 2.
No, you weren't.
Yeah, last night I probably would have. Now I'm gonna give it a 4.5. I liked it a lot.
There would have been riots if you gave this a fucking 2.
I can give the fucking anybody want a 2, motherfucker. I don't care. I'm my own man. I don't look at Wikipedia to tell me what I think.
Dude, you have a Wikipedia subscription.
If I want to say fucking Pigs was a better movie, I fucking say Pigs is a better movie.
You'd be fucking lying.
But not as good as that fucking Frogs movie we watched, where not none of the frogs actually did any of the fucking killing, and they still named the movie Frogs.
Yeah.
But yeah, 4.5, 4.5.
Alrighty. 5 from me and a 4.5 from you. Yeah, man. Phenomenal movie. And if anybody throws me a rating down below, I'll shout it out. But so far, I got nothing. I'm curious what Two Gun thought of it, though. I know Evan at least likes it, whether I get his rating or not. So next week, speaking of Two Gun, we got a Two Gun Pedro pick that he recommended to us by the legendary director Andre Bianchi, who did the legendary, the cult classic, the one and
movie.
only Burial Ground. Next Saturday, we'll be doing Strip Nude for Your Killer, a movie that both Scarpat and I have never seen, but it's done by the fucking genius mind who did Burial Ground. So we're giving it a shot, baby.
Which is a very exciting movie, but.
And Evan said I give it either a 4.5 or 5. Last time I watched it was last year. I only watched it once before that. I enjoyed it way more the second time. Hell yeah. 4.25 from Two Gun. Alrighty, brother. I was too young to understand for Q my team first time, so I can
understand that.
Yeah, it was still though. Even if you didn't understand much, you knew it was a fucking freaky movie. That's for damn sure. But yeah, we saw that like very early in the theaters. Like I think we saw it like a couple days after it came out because we heard it was so big. So yeah, Strip Nude for Your Killer is next week. Shout out Two Gun for the pick on that one.
That sounds like it might have some 70s bush in it.
I don't know. Does it? So yeah, that concludes the Hereditary movie review. You got anything you want to show off before we get out of here?
I do not.
What the fuck's going on?
I have nothing.
Are we in the Twilight Zone?
Nah, most of it's upstairs. So.
Gotcha. Yeah, so I got just a couple things. And actually, Scarpat, that package you sent came to me. It said Tuesday, and it came today. So Scarpat was kind enough to send me a copy of Hereditary so I could watch. Thank you, sir, because that Blu-ray was beautiful. A movie I've been wanting to get for a long time, but Warner Archive movies are so fucking expensive, like just too expensive to have, for it to be bare bones. Usually they're decent transfers, but there's barely ever any special features. Got it for like $12. David Bowie's The Hunger. Such a good movie. Love me some David Bowie. So pick that up. Super happy to finally have that. Another Scream Factory I got for $12. Well, that's Warner. This is Scream Factory. So they got a 4K coming out. No way I need a 4K. So I got the Blu-ray for cheap. Dolph Lundgren's Dark Angel, a.k.a. I Come in Peace. I Come in Peace.
I remember watching it.
Craig R. Baxley, the guy who did Storm of the Century, baby. What did you say, though, about that?
I remember that when it was I Come in Peace when I remember that video.
Oh, nice. And this was $12 from Kino, so I had to snag this because it's got the horror legends. Vincent Price, Christopher Lee, and Peter Cushing's. And the trailer looked so good, I had to snag. I love movies like this. House of the Long Shadows.
Yeah, I got that too.
I can't wait to watch that this weekend. Snag this. I've been dying to get this since I saw Scarpat pick this up a while back. It was on sale for like $17. And I love this steelbook. The Men in Black 4K steelbook. Great cover on that. It has a great back too. I just haven't opened it yet. Love this. This is the best one by far. 2 is okay. 2 and 3 are okay. But I love the first one. And bummed I didn't get the slip with this, but I've been needing this for a long time. Donald Sutherland and Goldblum's Invasion of the Body Snatchers from Kino. And I got this for like $15. This was a movie I loved as a kid, man. snagged the steelbook for Mask of Zorro. This is another really cool steelbook. So, did you ever like Zorro? I'm sure you probably like the old school one better.
No, I like the first one. I like the first one.
Yeah, the second one
not as much.
Second one doesn't even have a steelbook. I think it does have a 4K though.
Yeah, I got the movie. I don't know if I have a steelbook.
And we were just talking about this today too. So Scarpad sent me the Craft. What did you get? The Scream Factory?
Mm-mm. Nope.
And I know. Oh, that's a cool cover. What was it? Fright Rags was giving these little free issues if you spent like $30 with them, which basically all you gotta do is buy a T-shirt then. And little mini Fangoria issue. Cool cover though. I think that's that's Leatherface, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. Love me some Fangoria. I wish their magazines are just so much, man. When I used to go to the comic shop, I used to try to pick up Fangoria or Horrorhound, but I really don't know how to get them anymore. I'm sure if I did it on like an online subscription, but so hard, man. Shit's just so expensive now. And what is it? The food ain't that bad, baby. Fright Rags, Film Facts, and cool little alien sticker. Always love Fright Rags stickers.
Hey, show them what I got you yesterday. You got any of those still left? Or you eat them all?
Shit, they're in the box. I think I fucking are you kidding me? Have to watch Strip Nude for Your Killer on the big screen. Oh yeah. Yeah, I might end up just watching by myself or something. Or maybe me and Starpal will watch that on the PlayStation because I don't want to I don't know if I want to watch that on Kick because then I have to watch it on the small screen. Queens of Scream. I love these little movie packs. Ooh, and it's got I didn't know this had vacancy. Oh, fuck yes. And Vacancy's on its own. Oh, wait. Is there 4 movies in here?
There's 3.
No, there's 4. Wait. Hold on. I know you did that. Oh, wait. Oh, I'm sorry. 3. I was like looking at there's 4.
All on one disc.
It's a Blu-ray and DVD. I thought they were 2 separate, like movies were on separate. So I know what you did last summer. Vacancy and When a Stranger Calls. Queens of Scream. I didn't see the DVD, so this is a Mill Creek. Yeah, that's the reason.
Yeah, they're a little compressed, but they don't look bad.
I love Vacancy, so I'm so happy to have that. And I don't have When a Stranger Calls. That's another. That was so huge when it first came out. I remember, like, my generation went nuts for that. I thought it was okay.
The original one isn't very good.
Yeah, I was never really a big fan of that.
You know, that was Tom Hanks' first movie.
No, I thought his first movie was He Knows You're Not Alone, or maybe that.
No, it was that one.
Really? Wow. I know he did do a Sean Cunningham movie. I think that He Knows You're Not Alone. That Scream Factory recently just did.
Was that one? Could be wrong.
Let me see. And Marrowbone, which is a fucking.
It's got Mia Goth and Anna Taylor-Joy in one movie.
Yeah. Anya Taylor, Mia Goth, and the guy from Stranger Things.
I don't know if it's any good, but
I actually enjoy it. It's definitely a little weird, but I enjoy it. It's not like a 5-star. You would think it maybe be a little better for the cast, but it's definitely a good one to check out. I wouldn't sleep on it, but yeah, it's definitely worthy of watching. This is one I watched once back in the day because of the cast, and I enjoy it. I thought it was pretty funny, pretty kind of like in Leslie Vernon, but a little bit more of a comedy take. Great cast: Tyus Farmiga, Adam Devine, and fucking Alexander Ludwig. And yeah, it's a great cast in that. And we just did this recently, The Strangers Pray at Night. And I love the slip cover on this, man. This is one I really enjoyed. I don't hear too many talk about it. Joe Bob's actually in it. Scare Package, baby. Which this actually got a sequel. So, love that slip, man. Love that cover. Yep, and that is what I got. This motherfucker Scarphead, man. Fucking, I didn't know if he sent them to me by accident, but he's always fucking with me. I want a payday. Should I order myself a $10 payday off of Uber Eats? Fucker sent me a big ass box of paydays. So it got me some movie snacks.
I'm not responsible for fucking teeth falling out. So
yeah, that is what I got this week. Thank you as always, Scarphead. Appreciate it. And what do we got coming up on Kick right after this, my brother?
We're gonna be watching the 1988 epic, The Uninvited, about a mutant feral cat aboard a ship.
Which looks pretty fucking awesome.
That should be a fun one.
So the trailer gave away too much, but it still looks really fucking good.
So about 11 o'clock we'll be watching that, about a half an hour from now.
11 o'clock.
So come by kick.com, Scarpad.
Yes, sir. Come check us out. And send me a box of Snickers, Scarpad. As always, thank you everyone for coming and hanging out with us. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. Remember, next Saturday is Strip Nude for Your Killer. We will be back as always, and we'll be back here shortly on Kick. And as always, be on the lookout. We should have a 007 review coming very soon. And yep, we always got some new stuff dropping. So just be on the lookout. Hit that like, subscribe, share. And as always, love you guys. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Hope the week goes by quick. If you guys got to work like me, hope it goes by quick, and we'll see you here shortly. Peace out, guys.
Groovy.